Good evening, everyone. Today we are going to present the application of the feedback control system on the report whose topic is feedback control in project-based management. Our member in the group are Thanaboon, Vishavi, Thanapon, and Kitikun. First of all, let us introduce the outline of our presentation. We will start with the objective of the report, followed by the introduction before we introduce the method, and the presentation with the conclusion. Objective. Economic concepts in project-based management are often difficult to understand by ordinary people, especially us as engineers. Therefore, the problem has been improved by using the feedback control theory. The knowledge gained from this project is also used in the development of the anti-proton dissociation access control project developed by CERN. Introduction. Once we have the original process of project-based management, which is a very good one, but we find out the problem is that engineers are not at ease with methodology and jargon. To solve the mentioned problem, the theory of the feedback control system according to common concept of engineer is introduced. Finally, the new process combines the concept of project-based management and feedback control system is generated in this project. Here we go with this conclusion.
Method. The diagram shown in this slide is a conventional way of project-based management process. The main processes can be organized in 5 main groups, which are initiating, planning, executing, controlling, and concluding. All of these processes are counted as one phase. Simple projects can have just one phase depending on the application. The processes have been rearranged based on the notion of feedback control theory. The aim of this paper is to focus on the controlling processes. The initiating processes give a set point to a project. The planning processes use the strategy defined by controlling processes. The executing processes also use the strategy defined by controlling processes, and the result of the executing are feedback to the controlling. The feedback is used to adjust the resources and the strategy for the purpose of optimization. The SI criteria are shown below. We will describe this later. Once the output reaches a level of defined satisfaction, the project will be considered as finishing. This is a summation of the processes. Now we are going to explain the main focus block, that is the controlling processes. The duty of the controlling processes is to monitor the results from the feedback, then assign the appropriate resources and define the appropriate strategy for further steps. Next, we will explain the problem definition. The several values in a project have been defined as variables. Let me go through each of them one by one. T project is the duration of the project. C project is the cost of the project. R project is resources of the project. H project is constraints of the project. Next variables are related to the feedback control diagram shown above. P reference is the set point which is the definition of objective and scope given by the initiating processes. Next, P in are the action taken by the controlling processes which change of scope, change of control strategy, and change of resource allocation. Then, P out are the tangible results of the executing processes. It also can be called by the output or performance of the project. It consists of milestones, percentage of execution, cost, and quality. Finally, PN is the status of completion, which are completed, partially completed, and not completed. This slide shows the relationship between P out and time. As you can see from the graph, in a perfect world, P out can be estimated quite accurately because once the resources and the control strategy are fixed, the planning processes will give the exact time of project completion.
Now, we are going to focus on the control strategy. The first strategy to mention is the optimal resource allocation, which is used to minimize the amount of resources. The second strategy is the minimum time delivery, which is used to minimize the amount of time used to run all processes. The third strategy to introduce is just-in-time delivery, which uses the least resources as much as possible in the given time. The fourth strategy to introduce is minimum delivery, which used to minimize the amount of resources. Now, we have already known all about fundamental concepts, and we may wonder if the processes need to be revised in the appropriate time. In the dimension of time, the red triangles indicate the end point of the previous round of the full process and the beginning point of the present round as well. At the point of the red triangle, we also use this point for the fixed time of revision as well. Now, we have already finished our concept relating to this project. Let us move to the example of which the topic is AD Access Control Project Management. Let me recall something a little bit. For all of the variables mentioned before, P out, which refers to the result of the overall processes, refer to the user satisfaction for this example. Then we have to choose the appropriate control strategies. In this example, ORA and MC are selected. After that, we select the least valued option among two selected strategies as shown above. The function J is the objective function. The objective function is defined as shown in the above slide. P out is the function of the resources, and C project is deviation from the planned course. Recall the graph explained earlier. We have an existence of the objective function. The objective function makes a delay on the delivery time in this case.
We come to the conclusion. In this project, we approach a style of project-based management by using the feedback control theory to combine with the traditional way. The combination is more familiar with us, the engineers, and make us understand easier. In addition to better understanding, it also makes the project better and less expensive. The last part of this presentation will show the reference that we use. Thank you for your attention. If you have any question, you can ask us right away.